half sunken boat when I was walking around earlier. The sun's just come up above the horizon, but it's quite hazy because there's some cloud down there. And I've calculated a 1 minute exposure, which is running at the moment. Good morning everyone, thank you for joining me. It's been over a week since I was last out. I've had a cold, been really busy with other stuff and just haven't had the opportunity to get out and do anything. But I really wanted to get out this morning and just try and get an image or two and make a video, of course. So I hope you'll enjoy this one. And if you do and you're not already a subscriber, please consider hitting subscribe. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you very much, I appreciate that. Okay, so I arrived here about 45-50 minutes before sunrise this morning. We've got some quite nice cloud patterns, some quite nice tones in the sky, and I had a wander around trying to decide what I was going to shoot, and I've set up for my first shot here, which I think looks quite nice. Basically what we've got out there is kind of an old concrete, kind of a jetty type thing. Got some sort of little mast thing on the end, and there's a little boat moored up just down by it, and then behind that we've got the sky. So I'm trying to keep it simple. It's just the boat, the jetty type thing, a little bit of land and the sky. 70-200 lens at about 87mm, something like that, and f11 ISO 64, focus on the boat, and 1 second exposure. Getting close to actual sunrise now, and I've set up for my second shot, but those vibrant colours that we had in the sky have faded quite a bit. I don't know how well it's coming out on here, probably not. I spotted this half sunken boat when I was walking around earlier. Now ideally I'd like to get a lot lower down to it, but I can't. So what I've done is I've set up a portrait orientation, 16mm. I've got some rocks just in the foreground, then the boat, and then we've got an expanse of water, and then kind of the rocky edge of the cove out there, and then the sky. So I'm shooting with the 16-35 lens at 16mm portrait orientation. I have a 2-stop hard-edged ND grad in to just hold the sky back and let me balance the exposure. The boat itself and even the rocks are not that close to the lens, so I can get away with just focusing on infinity, and that's giving me sharpness all the way through the scene. I'm also putting the boat slightly off centre to the right of the scene, because there's a bit of the edge of the cove sticking in on the left of the scene, and it just balances better that way. Set up for a different composition on this. The sun's just come up above the horizon, but it's quite hazy because there's some cloud down there. There's some quite nice patterns in the sky going up. I've managed to get down onto a little rocky bit here, which is giving me a slightly different vantage point on the boat. A little bit of rocks framing it, and then there is actually another boat over there with a kind of a tarpaulin over it, which I can't make up my mind whether I like it or not. And then basically sea, sky, so, and then they've got the sun kind of over on the left-hand thirds intersection, roughly, probably a bit closer into the centre. Okay, so I'm still shooting at 16mm, still portrait. I've swapped the 2-stop hard-edged ND grad for a 3-stop to account for the fact that that sky is so much brighter. And as it's so much brighter now, my exposure time is now about 1/5 of a second. So the sun's fully up now. Don't want to shoot straight into it anymore, but I think there's maybe one more shot making use of side lighting. So I've set up, sort of perched on some rocks kind of here. I've got the boat in the bottom right hand side of the frame, and then this curving wall going round, and then there's another little boat with the tarpaulin on, kind of out there somewhere, about there. I've taken the filters off, don't need them. F11, 1/15 of a second, and I'm at 35mm, I think. Let me have a look. Oh. No, I'm at about, probably about 32, 33 millimeters. I'll confirm that when I put the picture up. And I'm just wondering whether to try a long exposure. That's undoubtedly going to blur some of the, there's a like a buoy thing. Yeah. A bit unstable here. Let me move on to more steady ground. There's a kind of a, where is it? Just down there. There's a buoy thing bobbing around. That's going to get blurry, but that doesn't matter. I think I might try it. Okay, I've put in a 10 stop ND filter, the big stopper, which, as I've said in previous ones, I know my big stopper is actually closer to 11 stops. And I've calculated a 1 minute exposure, which is running at the moment. So we'll see what that looks like when it's finished. Okay everyone, I think that's about it for this morning. The sun's well up and I think it's time to head home and see what I've got. Hopefully I got a couple of images. It's nice to be back out again, and I'm hoping that I'll be back out again very soon, and of course taking photos and making some more videos, which I hope you'll watch. And I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you have, please consider hitting the thumbs up, the like button, and maybe sharing it on social media if you feel so inclined. And of course, if you're not a subscriber, don't forget about that subscribe button. It'd be much appreciated. As always, I'd love to hear from you, and I really appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos. So thank you very much, and until the next one, bye.